I forgot the cameras are on in here. Yeah, we're going to be rolling that back. Would you like me to leave this on, or?
Yeah. Wow. What a game, kids. Someone just tell me if you could hear me here. Can you guys hear me? Wow. Wow, what a game. The opening game of the Four Nations face-off, in my opinion, certainly delivers. It certainly delivered lots of excitement, and wow. Wow. I mean, Canada had a 3-1 lead. Sweden came marching back late. Excitement. We saw the benefit of a 10-minute overtime. I thought, that's something a lot of people have wanted to see in the, in the NHL. For those that didn't see it, Canada won in overtime by a score of 4-3. The OT goal scored by Mitch Marner, assisted by Sidney Crosby, one of his 3 assists on the night. Hold on, I don't know what happened, guys. Bratt set up Nylander pretty nice in the OT. Can you guys see me? This is ridiculous. Yeah, Bratter with an unbelievable. You could see me? Yeah, see this thing sucks. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Jesper Bratt, not on power play one, a little bit of a shock there. And then Bratter set him up, Nylander set him up beautifully in overtime right before Canada won it with that goal. Came dancing in, made a nice little play. Nylander could not he could not finish it, and then it goes the other way and Canada wins. Wow. What an exciting game. Yeah, McKinnon gave Canada the 1-0 lead early in the first. Almost an immediate penalty on Nylander. And McDavid to Sid for a behind-the-back pass to McKinnon, and he just buried it. I mean, that goal was just – it's so crazy how Sid has been good for so long. Lots of hitting. Yeah, way more physical than I thought. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be, like, no contact, but I didn't think it would be as physical as it was. I mean, that looked like, in terms of physicality, an average NHL game, in my opinion. And I thought after it was 2-0, I thought Sweden might get stomped. I mean, I don't think they registered a shot on goal till like over 15 minutes into the game. I mean, it looked very lopsided early on, and then Sweden clawed back. But McKinnon gave him the 1-0 lead. That was a sick pass from Crosby behind the back there. And then Marchand added one in the first. They're up 2-0. Nice little shot by Marchand. A lot of people want the Devils to get him. I don't think it's remotely realistic, but people have been talking about it. It will be interesting to see how that plays out if he gets moved somewhere. Second period goes on. Canada up 2-0. Brodin adds gets on the board for Team Sweden to cut it to 2-1. And then Sid strikes again with another assist to Mark Stone for the 3-1 lead. That's how it was after 2 periods. And then Sweden strikes for 2 in the third to tie it up. And what a third period and what an overtime. Lots of back and forth action. It was beautiful to see. What a opening game. I mean, I think it delivered a little bit of everything. We had some back and forth action, some physicality. Let's look at the game stats here. Yeah, I mean, this looks very much like a regular NHL game to me in terms of, the way it played. And then you look at the stats. Canada with 28 shots on goal. Sweden with 26. Canada getting the edge in the faceoff department, 57.4% to 42.6%. Canada 1 for 1 on the power play, that early one, and they cashed in on it. Their only power play of the game. Sweden goes 0 for 1 on the power play. Canada with 20 hits. Sweden with 21 hits. Canada with 25 block shots, Sweden with 15 block shots, Canada with 18 giveaways, Sweden with 19 giveaways, and Canada with 8 takeaways, and Sweden with 4 takeaways. What an exciting game. I don't know. I know there's been a good amount of people that have kind of talked smack on the tournament overall, and I just don't know if you like hockey, how you could not be into this. Granted, it's not the Olympics, but it's pretty much, in my opinion, the closest thing you're going to get to it outside of a legitimate World Cup with more countries. And I wanted more countries to be involved in this too, but to me, that doesn't take away, it takes away a little bit, but overall, the excitement for the tournament for me, like I wouldn't be that much more excited if Czechia and Russia say we're in it. It still has 4 of the best countries on the planet for hockey, NHL star power everywhere, and it was just a phenomenal game. Very exciting back and forth. The crowd was super pumped. Obviously, a home game for Canada, and yeah, I mean, I think this was a great opening game. I thought I like late in the overtime, I was then hoping that it would go to the shootout because I thought that would be cool for the opening game too, to go through a 10-minute overtime period and a shootout as well. And I'd be so curious to see, what guys were picked for each side. So I was rooting for the shootout. It didn't happen, obviously, and Marner scored that nice goal to end it in overtime. But what an exciting game. I am super jacked for USA to open up their tournament tomorrow. And let's see. Meadowlander says they're beatable. Yeah, they're definitely beatable. I think USA and Canada is going to be a great game. That's on Saturday night, and it could potentially be a preview of the championship game. I think USA should be excited that that this game went to overtime because you get the 3 points of the regulation win. Canada's already left 1 point on the table, and so that could be huge when it comes to determining the teams that go to the championship game. That could end up being a costly point for Canada. We'll find out. Steven says F. Nylander overrated trash. I mean, he's a very good player, but he cost Bratt a second assist there, and that would have been a really nice one. Traveling Devil, game 1 of these teams being together. I'm sure they have some little things to work out before we see what they really have to bring. Yeah, short tournament. They only had a few days of practice, and I do expect pretty much all of the teams to look better as the tournament goes on and as, the line chemistry gets a little better. But for some of these guys, like Sid is just, what can you say about Sidney Crosby? 37 years old, still one of the best players in the league. And what a game for him. I mean, he's such a beast. The assist on the Stone goal was insane. He was flying up the ice. He kind of slows down. He has a defender kind of draped on him. There's contact. He waits and he puts it in the perfect spot for Stone. I mean, what a play by Sid. Legend. Gem card collecting. I know you're pumped. Let's go Canada. Oh, what's going on, ZZ? I thought it'd be past your bedtime, guy. Nylander sucks. Devin G, that was definitely intense. Gem card Bratt played unreal. Yeah, I mean, he had some moments. I can't believe they snub him on power play 1. I do find it interesting that they put him out. I guess they just look at it as, he's explosive and he's obviously very familiar with overtime. So maybe just putting him out there with all that open ice is, as a must. But I would have thought him on power play 1 was a must as well. Krung's PWHL works with that point system too. I think it's a good idea. It'd be interesting to see if the NHL goes to it. I do believe they eventually go to the 10-minute overtime before the shootout. I mean, no, the shootout, while it's exciting to watch, it is pretty stupid to end a game on it. And I think that's kind of the sentiment from most people. So I could see them adding that extra 5 minutes and bringing overtime from 5 minutes to 10 minutes, and giving them 5 extra minutes before it goes to the shootout. I think that would be wise, and I think everyone would be on board with that. Jem Carr doesn't want Binnington anymore. He says Canada needs to play Aiden Hill. I'm thinking most teams are going to play the same goalie every game, right? I don't think teams are going to switch goalies. There's nowhere near enough games to even do that. I mean, it's a 3-game tournament. You play every team once, and then if you make it to the championship game, you make it. Devin Bratt should have taken the shot. Yeah, I mean, he tried to make the highlight reel assist, and Slick Willie couldn't finish it. What's going on, Richard? Good game. It was a very good game. just as Sid the kid. Sid is no longer a kid. Sid is the grandpa. And what a game for Grandpa Crosby. I mean, wow. It's just astonishing how good he's been for so long. A generational player and a guy that lived up to the hype. I remember when they were talking about him a couple years before his draft year, and it just seemed like one of those things where, like, they're putting all this pressure on this kid. Is he going to possibly live up to the hype? And, nearly 20 years later, he's lived up to all the hype and more. Multiple Stanley Cups, multiple Olympic gold medals. He won a World Cup. I mean, the guy's won every single thing there is to win. It's crazy. And multiple times. And shout out to Sid, man. If you guys hate on Sid, I mean, I know a lot of people don't really like him, but I just think it's kind of, jealous negativity. The guy's been nothing but a great ambassador for the sport of hockey and has been dominating basically since the day he came into the league. Pucks from the Pine Tree Pod. What's going on, my man? Shout out to Pucks from the Pine Tree out in Maine, I believe. The great state of Maine. Rob says Nylander fumbled that sweet pass from Bratt. Yeah, he did. It would have been nice if he buried it. Would have been super sick. Crosby 37 and still so good. It is crazy. The ageless wonder. And I think does he have 2 more years on his deal after this year? Let me just double check. Or he signed a 2-year. Okay, so it's this year and next. Is that, this year? Oh, no. No, he is signed for 2 more years. But the extension was 25. Yeah, so 25, 26. Yeah, so he has 2 more years after this one in Pittsburgh. Does he make it to the finish line in Pittsburgh or not? Very interesting question. I'd be curious what other people think about that. A lot of people have speculated for years that he eventually would go to Colorado and play with his buddy Nathan MacKinnon. I think he's just going to, because he's won everything and whatever, I do think he seems, I could be wrong, but he seems like the type of guy that would value playing his entire career and finishing up with the Penguins versus trying to get another cup elsewhere. But it would be awful if the last few seasons of his illustrious career, he does not make the playoffs and just kind of goes out with a whimper. I think that would be, I think it'd be a disservice to him and the game of hockey. Like, have we seen Sidney Crosby playing his last playoff game? I mean, that would be kind of wild. Gem Card, I am super jacked for the red, white, and blue tomorrow. USA. What a lineup USA has. I'm pumped to see it. Hopefully our boy Jack shows up and we see another great game. But this is a tough one to follow up. I would like to see a USA regulation win tomorrow. Josh, they were throwing the bodies for sure. Love to see the hitting. Pucks from the Pine Tree Pod. Love the comeback and compete for for Sweden. Yeah, I thought when they were down 2-0, I thought they were going to just kind of fold up and disappear. But no, they clawed back, down 2 goals, tied it up, got to the overtime, had their chances, and Nylander couldn't do it, man. He had a golden opportunity from Bratt. Krung says, I'm just going to say it, Markey would have won that game for Sweden. It's possible. Pizza Party says Bratter didn't get enough minutes, in my opinion. I mean, listen, this is like a juiced up all-star type game. And not everyone's going to be able to play as much as they do in the NHL, obviously. Bratter played 17:01. I mean, let's see. Yeah, it is pretty wild. I guess because he's a center, maybe. Mika Nylander led Sweden with time on ice, 20 minutes, 30 seconds. Zibanejad had 20 minutes and 1 second. Raquel had 19:31. Raymond had 17:52. Forsberg had 17:13. Eriksson Ek 17:04. And Bratter came in at 17:01. 17:01. Devin G, not many mistakes tonight. Such good hockey. So many good defensive plays back and forth. Yeah, and this is what you get with best on best. These are some of the best players on the planet, and the game played like it. I did think it was going to be a little more wide open. I mean, not wide open, but I did expect there to be some more offensive chances early on. And, yeah, it's crazy. Like I said, Sweden didn't get a shot for, like, the first 15 minutes. And at that point, I was like, they're going to get killed. I just thought, this was going to be kind of what we see throughout the game. They're going to struggle to find any offense. And I thought Canada was going to win like 5-1 or something early on. But credit to Sweden. They fought back. They didn't just fold up. Knowles, Bratman on the clutch. That was a great pass. It's a shame. It's a shame. Josh, that first goal was just crazy. Oh, yeah. That Canada power play, absolutely lethal. I'd imagine, I guess it's a short tournament, though. You don't know how many they're going to get. I'd imagine they finish for the tournament probably around 50% on the power play. They're already 1 for 1. So right now they're 100%. And it seems like the refs aren't super anxious to call a lot of penalties. But I do think that their power play is just disgusting. And you saw it there. It didn't even take long into the power play. McDavid to Sid, and Sid just right across. Bang. Automatic. Yeah. You're not kidding, Steven. McDavid, McKinnon, and McCarr. I know. I was like, basically 3 of the best players on the planet, period. I mean, at worst case, some people might not put McCarr right up there just because he's a defenseman. But essentially, you're looking at, I would say, the best defenseman in the game right now with 2 of the best forwards, if not the best 2. But you're talking about the 2 best forwards in the game and probably the best defenseman, all on the overtime ice, wide open 3-on-3. Dangerous. Pucks from the Pine Tree says Marchand isn't going anyplace. Are you convinced of that? I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that. Ryan Johnson says, let's go Canada. SST. Oh boy, he's dooming on guys. He's hit a new low. He's dooming on he's dooming on Jack Hughes and the Team USA. America will get humbled by Finland tomorrow. My easiest prediction. Oh boy. Krungs, I know there was a lot of criticism to how the NHL handled it, specifically advertising and stuff. Yeah. I think I just don't think they're good at this stuff, and I don't know why. They had so much time. I hate continuing to talk about it, but they dropped the ball on the merchandise once again. Yeah, and it just was, merchandise came out like a week ago. I mean, yeah, you got to do a better job at promoting these things, and I mean, maybe eventually they'll figure it out, but I'm super pumped for the tournament, and this first game was awesome. I can't wait for USA. I can't wait to go to a couple games this weekend. Pucks on the Pine Tree, this was way better than any All-Star game, way better. 100% agree. The All-Star game, I loved it when I was a kid in like the mid to late 90s. The All-Star game was pretty good. And I even probably liked it maybe in the early 2000s, but in recent years, it's just gotten so gimmicky and stupid with the shit that they do. Like, the cost, it's just become a shell of what it used to be. And the players didn't even, I feel like there's tons of players just refusing to go to it. They'd be like, nah, I'm good. I'd rather go on vacation or something than go play in this stupid, meaningless game. But this is a precursor of things to come. Obviously, we have the Winter Olympics next year, and then in 2028, they're bringing back the World Cup. So, they made that announcement a while back so that every 2 years we should have some sort of international best-on-best tournament. So 2026 will be Olympics. 2028 will be World Cup. 2030 will be Olympics again. And then 2032 will be World Cup. Wait, did I do that right? Yep. And then 2034 will be Olympics and so on and so forth. So every 2 years for best on best international hockey, it's amazing. Long overdue. Devin G, Shea Theodore injury. Don't like to see those happening. Is all not mid-season, but it was exciting hockey. Yeah, the injuries, I'm sure all the GMs have been watching this, just kind of clinching like, oh, please don't let my guy go down. And the injury thing has always been the biggest excuse to, not have these sort of things or let the players play in the Olympics. But it's great marketing for the game. They just have to accept it. Krungs, but to just insult this is silly. It was a great best of best concept. I agree. Traveling Devil, totally agree. I'd take this over what they do for All-Star nowadays. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tim, what's going on? Tim Frith. Hey, Ace, will Dougie Hamilton of the Devils represent Canada in next year's Winter Olympics? I am going to predict not. I don't think so. I think his time in the international sun has come and gone. And, maybe he'll be considered, or he might be a bubble guy, but I just think there's so many guys that it's going to be very hard to crack some of these lineups, especially for Canada. Vic, Ace, what do you think? Should the Devils put Bratt back on left wing? He looked pretty good tonight. After all, it's his natural position, not right wing. Yeah, for some reason, the Devils like doing this. I don't know why. We have multiple guys playing out of their natural position, including Timo Meier. And I, for the life of me, I don't understand why. It's one of those weird things that for whatever reason, they decide to use guys differently. But it's possible that Bratter asked to play on the right side. As a left-handed shot, a lot of guys that are left-handed shots prefer right wing. I'd be so curious behind the whole thing if he's talked to any coaches or whatever about it at any point. I'd imagine he has, but I think he's kind of is where he is now, I think. Evan, I miss Devils hockey. I think we all do. It'll be back soon enough. 10 more days till Devils hockey. Hopefully, Nico and Marky are back, but we'll see. Nylander, Marshawn had the quote of the night. It's an honor to be here. I can't wait to get everyone's autograph and put them on eBay. That's pretty funny. Jeter Toker, I'm going to both games on Saturday. I'll be stuck up there in the snow on Sunday. Hopefully make it back home Monday morning. Oh, nice. Yeah, so you got what? Sweden, Finland, and U.S., Canada. That U.S., Canada game is going to be electric. Absolutely electric. Tim, should Keefe be head coach for Team Canada in next year's Winter Olympics? I doubt that. That probably won't happen either. Maybe he gets named an assistant, possibly, but we'll see how that all plays out. I mean, not being there this time around is not the it's not the path of least resistance, if you will. I'd imagine you're not going to see that many changes from this year to next in terms of the coaching personnel and stuff, but a lot could happen. So we'll see. Evan, excited for tomorrow's USA game? Absolutely. Joshua, Brad had a really nice pass to end it, but Nylander sold so hard. Yeah, he just couldn't finish it. Richard, let's go Team Canada. You wish you had Grandpa Crosby on the Devils over the years. Absolutely. I wasn't saying it to make fun of him. I'm a Crosby guy. I like Crosby. I've always rooted for Crosby. I fantasized about the Devils trying to get him one day if it ever came down to it. If he was ever going to move on from Pittsburgh, I just don't think he will. SST, you take Crosby out of the lineup and Canada is beyond average team. Traveling Devil, Crosby is everything the NHL dreamed of before he got into the league. Yeah, I mean, and not only did he live up to it, he surpassed it. I don't think anyone was going to be like, obviously the hype was big, but it's like, to guarantee or believe that anyone in 2005 is going to go on to become one of the, top 5 or 10 players in league history. I mean, that's a pretty big thing to believe or to put on somebody. And he did it all, to his credit. I mean, wow. Tim, will Team USA get revenge on Team Canada in the Four Nations face-off title game? Get revenge from what? Get revenge from what? I hope USA beats them Saturday night. The crowd's going to be crazy for that one. The crowd's going to be crazy. Now I can't really see too good or hear because all the equipment and shit, but Biz is talking about Team USA. And when you see that USA roster, oof, that is a nice roster. Kyle Connor, Jack Eichel, Matthew Tkachuk, and then you got Gensel, Austin Matthews, Jack Hughes, and then Brady Tkachuk, JT Miller, Matt Boldy. Oh, my God. Filthy team. Filthy team. Joseph Crosby could outlast Jaromir Jagr. I don't know about that. Let's see. How old's Jagr today? I think he's like 55-ish, 52. I gave him a couple years. 52 and still playing. I think this is his last year pro. Loved seeing Jaromir Jagr as a Devil. I've talked about this before. Jagr on the Devils was just, it was a great thing. One of my favorite non-Devils as a child was Jagr. And to see him play for the Devils late in his career was awesome. Krung says Crosby's a Penguin for life. If he were to do it, he'd done it 3 or 4 years ago. I mean, why is that though? Why do you say that? Brian says, man, I've missed this level of hockey. Very high level. Very, very high level. Tim says USA will beat Canada in the gold medal in the 2026 Olympics. I would love to see that because I will be at that gold medal game in Italy for the 2026 Olympics. I will be fulfilling multiple bucket list items in one shot. Italy, the Winter Olympics, and I'll be at that gold medal game. I would love to see USA beat Canada. That would be phenomenal. Brian says, anyone thinking Dougie could play for Canada has lost their damn mind. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's that much of a stretch, but I don't think it's going to happen. Brian says, Tim first says, Canada's days of beating USA will be over. I'd love to see that. Brian, Bratt was okay, but you watch him get pushed around way too easily. I mean, not always, but he got I remember one early on that he just got shoved off the puck. Raquel looked good. McDavid and Big Mac on the ice together 3-on-3 is a cheat code. Yeah, with with Makar on behind him. Crazy. Vic, yes, Raquel had a good night. He was my favorite player on the Ducks when I used to cheer for them. I'd love for him to come to Jersey. I think if he gets moved, it's going to be a very expensive acquisition for whatever team goes to get him. Pucks from the Pine Tree. Don Sweeney doesn't dare do it. He trades Marchie. Will be the death of Don in Boston. Not opposed to a Marchie trade as he'd bring in a needed haul for Boston, but I doubt it happens. I mean, how much do you think someone would really give for him, though, given his age and that he's an unrestricted free agent and he essentially would be acquired as a rental at the moment? I'd be curious what you think they would actually get for him. Brian says, Binnington will have me nervous all tourney. I mean, he came up with some big saves and a couple big ones in the overtime as well. These guys are going against some crazy shooters. Don L says, this is a great game between Canada and Sweden, but go Team USA all the way. 100% agree. Obviously, USA, baby. Brian, wonder what's going through Cassidy's mind standing on the Canada bench watching Theodore go down. Probably nothing good. And again, people are going to point to this as like why they shouldn't do it and all this stuff. It's unfortunate. Injuries happen, and I don't think it should be a major deterrent as a reason to not go. With that being said, Vegas is going to put them on LTIR and continue to operate the way they do, which is accruing all that LTIR money and going out and getting guys, and then in the playoffs being way over cap. Meadowlander, I don't think we're going to hear too many USA chants at the Bell Center tomorrow. You may not hear any. I don't think there's going to be that many Americans there at all. And the percentage will certainly be low. I mean, realistically, what's the most percent that, USA fans could be there? 10% of the Bell Center? Something like that. Brian says, as a Canadian, I just hope the fans are respectful during the anthem. Well, didn't they make like a little announcement, like to be respectful to the anthem? Although I don't know, that may have been a deterrent for Sweden, but I'm imagining the people are probably still going to boo USA. I mean, it's all stupid. Who cares? Daniel says, I want a Markstrom jersey. It's a good one to get. Donnell, I didn't realize that you were wearing the Team USA Four Nations jersey. Looks good on you, sir. What size is it that you got from the Fanatics Premium? This is a 56. This is a 56. These jerseys are cut. The newer jerseys cut way different than they used to be back in the day. And like the old school, some of the old school jerseys, they were like baggier. These are a little more tapered. I definitely prefer the older cuts. I like, I like as much space as possible. These ones are a little more fitted. But I have a 56. I probably could have, if I could redo it, I'd probably get a 58. Like I don't think I would want to wear a hoodie under this. Like that's how different it is from older jersey cuts. These are just a lot tighter. I'm not a fan. I like space. And I like baggy. This is not that. Blackatron, great stuff. Can't wait to see what the heavier, edgier, more violent USA lineup looks like in action. It's going to be an interesting one to see, how physical does USA try to get? I mean, they should just try to smash people out of the building. I think they have the players to do. I mean, you have both Kachuk brothers. What a opening kind of, a welcome to the tournament when you have literally the Kachuk brothers that'll go out there and hit everything that moves. And you have a bunch of other nasty guys too. I think part of their game plan should be to try to rough up and beat up on Team Canada. Yeah, Canada's got tons of speed and skill. I mean, USA does too, but beat up on them. Beat up on them a little bit. And I hope to see them do it to Finland tomorrow as well. Impose your will and smash the opposition. Just beat up on them. We have 2 Kachuk brothers on Team USA. Oh, man, I wish we could have just one Kachuk brother in the red and black for our Devils. But I'll be certainly rooting for them hard on Team USA. I love the Kachuk brothers. I love their game. Chip off the old block, as they say, just like their old man, Keith Kachuk, USA legend from my childhood. Husky Unchained, Devils need more of those Canadian boys in their roster. Too bad Canada doesn't produce goaltenders anymore. It is one of those interesting things. Marty's talked about it as well. Not only Canada, but like specifically Quebec, or as they say in Quebec, had all the greatest goalies ever come from there. Marty, Patrick Waugh, Roberto Luongo, Marc-Andre Fleury, all Quebec goaltenders. And as of late, Canada as a whole has not really produced a ton of goaltenders, and the Russians have taken over the game. Which brings me to a side note. I hope that our Russian in net is one of the next dominant goalies to join the Russian ranks of dominant goalies. Mikhail Yegorov of Boston University, drafted in the 2nd round by your New Jersey Devils in the 2024 draft. It has gone to Boston University and is looking like a phenom, an absolute phenom. If you haven't seen it, I did put together a little highlight video of Yegorov's 5 games at BU. I just dropped the link in the chat for that. He's played 5 games. In the 5 games he's played, he's 3-2, partially because BU sometimes has trouble scoring, but he's allowed 7 goals through 5 games, and 4 of the goals were power play goals, and 1 of them was in overtime. So in 5 games of hockey, Yegorov, I keep reverting to the Yegorov, has allowed only 2 5-on-5 goals in 5 games. Unbelievable stuff. Vic, 57 watching, only 22 likes. Come on, guys. Oh, you guys are stingy on the best on best international tournament opening night. The 4 nations face off. Hit the smash the like for your boy. Come on now. Meadowlander, goaltending will be Canada's Achilles heel. It's such a short tournament, though. I mean, it might not. Now, with this goaltending crop in Olympics, could it be an Achilles heel? I think so. But they literally only play 3 games. A third of their tournament's over. They play Finland and they play USA. I don't know. I mean, I have to believe they're going to beat Finland, and so the USA game could be huge. and it could be a preview of the championship game. Donnell, Team USA is the best goaltending out of the 4 teams in the 4 Nations tournament. Do you agree? Of course I agree, Donnell. It's not even close. Hellebuck, Ottinger, and Swayman, crazy. Completely crazy. Pucks from the Pine Tree Pod for Brad Marchand, probably a first-round pick and a third-round pick, and probably to Vegas to join Bruce Cassidy, but I still highly doubt he moves. A first and a third? That's steep. I would never pay that, to be honest. That's just a lot for an old guy on a rental. Daniel, are the new jerseys less fat guy friendly? Yes, they are, Daniel. They're not, but I don't know. I'm just comparing it to most of my jerseys that I wear are older ones. These are probably, I'm just not used to even the Adidas ones. The Adidas, from what I'm told, the Adidas are very similar. So I tried one on, but I don't remember. I've told you guys I collect game-worn jerseys, so I have a bunch of Adidas, but like I don't have an Adidas that I wear to the games. I always wear like my old ones, like my Coho Authentic from back in the day, and they're just cut way wider. These should be very similar to the Adidas fit, but the Adidas fit is very different from the old school back in the day, the CCM Ultra Fill or the Air Knits, or even the Pro Player. Like all the old jerseys were just cut very differently. But the modern players are small guys. They're just not as big as the old players. Krungs, the Adidas and Fanatics jerseys are cut more like real jerseys. Well, but the old ones, if you're talking about the on ice ones, the old ones are exactly what they wear. They just used to be baggier. What up, my man? Chase Brogan, smash the like, guys. And they're not in the mood to be smashing likes tonight. They're being very stingy on the opening night of the 4 Nations tournament. Krungs, cut like a real jersey, as if you weren't wearing any gear, I should say. Daniel, do you think Markstrom will retire a Devil? Yes, I do. If I had to bet money on it, I think he plays at least 1 year beyond his contract, which his contract is this year and next year remaining. I do think he plays good and we get 1 more year out of him, but I don't see him going anywhere after the Devils. I think he will retire a Devil. Donnell, I checked on Fanatics website and NHL shop. The Team USA 4 Nations jerseys are all out in all sizes of the blank jersey. Wow. A sellout. My God. So this is just another black eye for the league and I guess Fanatics. Not only did they release the merchandise super late, they had nowhere near enough to meet demand, and they're sold out. I mean, I guess you could, let me look. You could still buy I think you could still buy the customized ones. So some of them are in stock. Yeah, so you could still get like, all right, Austin Matthews, they still have a few sizes in. Wow, it's crazy. These jerseys have really been selling like hotcakes. It just makes them that much more of almost every guy, like their size is sold out. There's a couple sizes left in each guy. Yeah, my God. So yeah, Austin Matthews, Eichel, Fox. That's it. Very bizarre that they never have enough jerseys. I mean, maybe one day they'll get their stuff together. Bro, I don't think Marchand is afraid of Matthew the Turtle Tkachuk. Dude, Matthew Tkachuk would rip Marchand's head off. Completely, he would detach his head from his body. But, I don't think they're going to go at it. Jack, I think that tomorrow will be a rout in favor of the States. Hopefully 86 is on the score sheet. The big game is Saturday night, though. Yeah. The USA-Canada showdown. It's going to be a beautiful one. I'm super pumped for that one. M. Sharp says it's going to be a great tournament. Yes, it will be. Blackatron, Mikhail Big Mike Yegorov looks like the real deal. He certainly does. I dropped the link in the chat to check out the highlight video. Pucks from the Pine Tree Pod. Oh, yeah, the BU goalie is crazy good. We've seen him up here at University of Maine games. Yep, Yegorov is a 951, I think, with a 1.41 goals against. Insane. M Sharp, Bean Pot champs. Yeah, BU won the Bean Pot. Yeah, check out the highlight. You'll see all of his saves. He looks like the real deal. I'm pretty pumped for him. Jack, I think the point system and the overtime rules need to be implemented. Yeah, I talked about this earlier. They 100% should, and it seems like if they're doing it now, it could be like a little just kind of feeler out to see how the public responds to it. But yeah, 3 points for a regulation win, 2 points for an overtime or shootout win, and then 1 point for an overtime or shootout loss. 10-minute OT. It all makes sense. Is that a puck under your neck on your jersey? Oh, it's not. It's just the jersey. There's like a little. It's like a Four Nations puck that's on the collar there. Krung's jerseys. I said it's stupid. I meant the Adidas and Fanatics jerseys are shrunk down to feel like a real jersey with gear on. I still don't follow what you're saying. But this is not the on ice version. So maybe that makes it a little bit smaller too. But like I have 56s of the Made in Canada Adidas and all the other companies, like the authentic on ice worn ones, and they definitely feel a little bit bigger. Gavin, Cool Hockey has all jerseys and you can select any player from the rosters. Oh, that's cool. Stick Figs, which team are you supporting in the Four Nations face-off? USA. Obviously USA. Krungs, at Jack McCabe, the PWHL does that too, and it really makes a clear distinction of who's winning in regulation and who isn't. Yeah. Jack McCabe at Krungs, I think it's good. It doesn't reward OT merchants as much, which is needed. More telling to win in regulation, of course, but it all counts the same as of now, which I don't like. Yeah. No, I think the 3 points for a win, regulation win, would be something worth doing. But I don't know. I think that would probably, like, bad teams would be essentially kind of eliminated earlier, I think. And the league doesn't want that because they still got tickets to sell. They want people to watch the games. So I don't know. I think they might like it the way it is. Krungs, I'm so bad at communicating. The on-ice jerseys are super loose fitting to fit gear. The Adidas and Fanatics shrunk down the jersey. Looks like the on-ice jersey with gear on, making it tighter. Oh, are you talking about you're talking about the difference between the true authentic and then like the fan version? Because they are selling the real one, the real on-ice one as well. I just don't. Fanatics sent me this one, which is not the on-ice. But the on-ice ones, I haven't seen a Fanatics one yet. I have some Adidas ones, and those still feel smaller to me than the old school jerseys, but I don't remember it feeling this small. I think I was actually a little bit fatter the last time I put on an Adidas 56. Yeah, but this is a 56. Like, I would not, it's not tight, but it's not like super loose. Like, I like my jerseys like super loose. This kind of tapered and like, yeah, I would never want to wear this with a hoodie under it. Then it would be tight as shit. This is not good for a hoodie under it. No chance. Yeah, no way. If I had realized exactly how it fit, I would have even probably got a 60. 60 was the biggest size, but I'm trying to lose some weight. So maybe, this will be, I still don't know, even at my skinniest, if I would ever feel comfortable wearing this with a hoodie under it though, because of the way it's cut. Stick Figs, I too am supporting Team Hughes, even though I was excited to see Team Bratt almost come back. Well, they did come back, but then they just floundered in the overtime because Nylander couldn't bury Bratter's beautiful pass. Yeah, M Sharp, didn't Bratt set someone up for a great shot before Canada scored OT winner? Yeah, he's had a great opportunity for Willie Nylander, and he just botched it. It was botched. Krung's newer on ice jerseys are cut a bit smaller than old school ones due to style, but new fan jerseys are tapered to have the same. Okay. So there's a significant difference, I guess, in the sizing from the on ice jerseys to the cheaper version, which this is. Yeah. Oh, stick figs. I don't know I didn't know there was this much inter-community beef in the Running with the Devils live stream chat. And it's shocking, right? Out of nowhere. It just happened completely out of nowhere. And is this a joke? Any Nico updates? We're not getting updates on Nico ever, man. We'll see him when we see him. When he pops out on that ice, that's how we'll know he's back. Or I guess earlier in the day at a morning skate, maybe. But hopefully, it's nothing too serious and we do see him. Jack, Ace, if you're trying to lose some pounds, I recommend the Mediterranean diet. I've been on it since June and I've lost nearly 50 pounds. I know how to lose weight. It's just very hard because I like all the things that are not good for you, like junk food and pretty much carbs. I love carbs. I love sandwiches and pizza and pasta. I was born with a disease called being Italian, and carbs are life. I'm not exactly sure what the Mediterranean diet is, but I'd imagine it's a lot of, things that aren't carbs, which is not rocket science. I've unfortunately throughout my life my weight has gone up and down, up and down, up and down. And I know it's always, whenever I stop consuming sugar and carbs and, doing some level of exercise, that's always pretty much a guarantee to work. Let me look up what exactly is the. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much what I eat, except I definitely eat more meat, though. I need chicken, for sure. I don't think there's any chicken in this Mediterranean diet. I'm not a fish guy. So I basically, I would say that for the most part, I probably, when I do try to eat healthy, I pretty much am doing a modified Mediterranean diet where I would swap out the fish and seafood for chicken. Stick figs, man, my emotions are still day to day, but I'm ready for Saturday night. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. I'm very excited for it. Very excited for it. I wanted to go to that one, but it's just, I definitely was going to go to the Boston one, and to go to both, it's just a lot of time and money and a lot of, I did think about it though. I'm a sicko. I'm like, oh, I could just go to Montreal and then go from Montreal to Boston. But like, that would be pretty intense. Krung's dieting while being Italian-American is basically being torture. Yeah, you're not kidding, especially when I go over to my mom's house or some of my other relatives for large family gathering dinners, and everything's family style, and there's just endless amounts of everything. I don't do good in those scenarios. That's why I just need that like a regular restaurant. You can only eat whatever they give you. So like the portion, even if it's a big portion, it's not that crazy. But when you're at someone's house and there's just food everywhere, there's just no stopping it. You just can't contain it. And sometimes I just unleash. Crazy. Stick figs, regardless of politics, I don't know if Saturday's game is in Boston or Montreal. It's in Montreal. But I pray Team USA silences all the boos we'll get from Canada. Yeah, it's in Montreal. And then on Monday, the tournament turns to Boston on President's Day. And it will be the matchup of Sweden, Finland. Or no, sorry. Finland, Canada. And then USA, Sweden. Those are the two games in Boston. And then that's on Monday. And then the championship game, whoever makes it to that, is on Thursday. Grilled chicken, fish, eggs, nuts, fruits, veggies. Yeah. Yeah. See, noticeably absent from that diet, Jack, is all my favorites. Pasta, pizza, sandwiches, brownies, cookies, Ben & Jerry's pints. The good things in life. McDonald's. Chicken is on the Mediterranean diet. Okay. M. Sharp. I remember my Italian neighbor bringing over pasta meatballs as a kid, and it was heavenly. He grew up on great pizza in my area. Where did you grow up, M. Sharp? Krungs, it's always great when you have the older family members goading you into eating more. Yeah, I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. And sometimes I'm like, no, I'm done. And then I'll like have the plate there, and then like someone will take the plate and just fill it and drop it in front of me. And I'm like, you guys know I have no willpower. Like, you could fill this plate several times. The food's going to disappear. It will disappear. You Krungs, you finish your dinner and you're immediately handed biscuit and an espresso. Krungs, did you get the sambuca or the anisette, the extra flavoring in the espresso? Little extra kick. Stick figs, my Italian genes telling me to eat are balanced by my Asian genes, barring me from gaining any fat. Oh man, I would love to have some of those genes. Genes that bar you from gaining any fat. Sheesh. I would love it. Would be phenomenal. Phenomenal. Jack, I eat Mediterranean 6 days per week. I go nuts on whatever I want on Sundays. Do you have cheat meals like The Rock? Have you ever seen what The Rock eats on? I think it's also on Sunday, his cheat day. It's just insane. Travel and Devil, guess what you don't get together in Italy? I know that's more of like an American thing. But somehow that's a thing here now. That or Frangelico. Okay. M. Sharp grew up outside of New Haven, Connecticut. Very nice. I've been meaning to go there and get the pizza. I've heard all about the pizza. I have a buddy who lives in that area. And told me to come out one day and do like a little pizza tour, which I was like, oh boy, I could do some damage. We're going to do a pizza tour. I think it has to be done though, because I've been hearing about it for too long. Evan, hey Ace, your folks good cooks? Yes, very well. Yeah, very good. Dangerously good. SST, is NJ the most Italian American state? It's got to be up there. I would imagine it probably is. Nope. In 2024, it was third. Google's your friend, by the way, SST. But in 2024, Connecticut was made up of 15.8% Italians. Rhode Island was 15.08%. And then New Jersey was 14.18%. So they're all pretty close, but that's the top three. Stick figs, I'm nearing what? 3,500 to 3,700 calories a day, and I'm still a pretty lean fellow, but I do go to the gym 4 or 5 times, run plus calisthenics 3-4 times, and swim on Sundays. Well then you need to start eating 8,000 calories, bro. I wish I had this problem. SST, you should support Italy, not America in hockey. I was born in America and I live here. Italy would definitely be my number 2 choice. I don't even think Italy even qualifies to the Olympics normally, do they? I don't think they do most of the time. They're terrible. But hold on. I'll be right back. Hold on one second. Now that you talk smack, you could support more than one country. It's not the NHL. Huh? Huh? How's that? How's that for you, SST, huh? You like that? This is a Nike size 56, and this is substantially bigger. This jersey is like wow. I can't even tell you. Like, this is like actually big on me. Compared to the the Fanatics cheese jersey. I've heard Papa Ace is a good cook so much that he can subside the depression. Ace contracts as the Devils put up a stinker. It's true. It's true. Damien, yo, Ace, new account, say me. What's going on? Have not been on here a while. How you been? Love Bratter's work tonight. Shame the team did not help him out. Disappointing Quinn won't play, but that's okay. USA. Yeah, absolutely. Nylander dropped the ball, but yeah, this thing's pretty sick, right, Evan? I was like, what? I just love it. This is actually, I think this is I think this was actually game worn. Or wait, no, not this one. My bad. I have a different one. I grabbed it real quick. I didn't even really look at it. But this one's pretty sick, and I have a couple others as well. But I always like the Italy jerseys. But yeah, sucks Quinn can't play, but what are you going to do? Injuries are a part of it. Hopefully Jack can step up and, make the family proud. Evan, brothers in Christ, I moved to North Carolina. Oh, boy. And I missed pizza and bagels so much, can't express the pain. That's the one thing that would kill me is just the food in general in New Jersey. Not even just the Italian food, but, there's pretty much the best of everything. Whether you like all the different ethnicities, Latin food, and there's great Mexican and Chinese, and this really is the food capital of the world. Krung says Rhode Island Italians are greasy. Long Island Italians got nothing on them. Oh, boy. Stickfigs. Ace, how do we really know you live in NJ? You could be streaming in Italy for all we know. Yeah, I wish. Would explain how the recap videos come out at like 4 a.m. Now, the recap videos come out at 5:45. 5:45 a.m. And I'm really in New Jersey because I've done vlog. How many games did I do vlogs on or put up stuff from the game and then tell you guys in the chat that I'm stuck in traffic driving home? I wouldn't be able to get from the Rock to Italy nearly quick enough to do the live streams. Damien, Jersey used to be the state for Italian and Polish Americans, but the demographics over the years have shifted. Yeah. Meadowlander, did you see the pic on the broadcast of the Miracle on Ice guys hanging with Team USA? I saw that. I saw them online a couple days ago. Billy Guerin had a dinner for all the USA guys, and he invited Mike Madonna, and then from Team USA, I forget, it was a Ruzioni and one other guy, I forget who, and then he also invited Guy Gaudreau. Yeah, he invited Guy Gaudreau as well. Nice to have him there for that. I'm sure he really liked that. That jersey is so cool. Thank you. I love it. And actually, hold on. I think I might have another one. Hold on. Let me see. I think it's right there. I'll be right back. Let me just take a look. Oh, and we got the blue one. Huh? We got the blue one. How can I get a BU Yegorov jersey? I don't know. So it is funny with college now, with this whole NIL stuff and guys getting paid Like there used to be something in NCAA where they couldn't sell stuff with the kids' names on it. They could with numbers, but not names. I do think that that has changed now. But let me see. Yeah, I don't think they sell like the jerseys with the names on it. But you could probably buy a jersey and get it customized. That's probably the only way you could get it, Meadowlander. SST, cool Italy sweater. Thank you. Another nice jersey. Thank you. SST, at least now I can believe you're Italian. I mean, you didn't believe it before, and now you believe it. You believe it because I have some jerseys. Krungs, we all know you got that private jet bringing you to the Rock and back. Oh, yeah, totally. Totally private. Jack, does Brendan Smith get a tribute video in the next game versus Dallas? That's a good question. I like Brendan Smith, but I think that's a little much. I mean, let's see how many. A tribute video is that's a bit much. I mean, he played I wouldn't be surprised, actually. I mean, listen, he was one of the only guys with some balls for a while, and that I'll never forget that Blackhawks game. That was great. Hate to see someone get hurt, but Bedard basically skated into him, broke his jaw. And then it was very soon after that Brendan Smith fought Foligno. That was a very physical, tough game. Love to see it. Traveling Devil, by the way, Italy's in Group A. I think they qualified since they're the hosting country. Oh, man. If that's the case, my man, you already know what that means. I didn't even think of that. I didn't realize the host country gets like an automatic. I'll be at some of those games, too, in this jersey. Or maybe the other one. I really don't like wearing white jerseys out in public most of the time to games because I'm sloppy and I spill shit all over them. Brendan Smith is a Devils legend, ain't kidding. Vic, he wasn't the worst Devil ever, but definitely nowhere near the legend mark. Oh, yeah, for sure. He scored that nice breakaway goal in Ottawa and broke Bedard's jaw. First things that come to mind. Yeah, that breakaway goal was sick. The nice finish. The real nice finish. In tight. Put the moves on. Jack, the one thing I remember about Brendan Smith is that he was the only one with any sack last year in particular, and the Devils' overall sack was put in question, for sure. I don't know. I forgot. The Olympics was 10 years ago, bro. I can't remember every single little thing. And most of the time of the Olympics I remember the most, they were in countries where the team was good. Like 2002 was Salt Lake City. USA was good. Where was 2006? And then 2010 was Vancouver. Yeah, 1998 was Nagano. So I guess Japan had an automatic bid. Like that, they must have been bounced early. Okay, yeah, so Joseph, you have a great memory for hockey, Ace. For Devil stuff, I do. For some reason, my brain retains that. It is weird how that works. Like, I wish my memory was as good for other shit as it is for Devil stuff. For some reason, for Devil stuff, I do have a great memory. But for other stuff, not so much. But yeah, the Olympic thing, I guess I did know that, but I just kind of forgot about it. Yeah, so I guess how did Japan do in the 1998 Olympics is what I need to know. In Nagano, Japan hockey results. They probably didn't win a game. Ice hockey at the 1998 Olympics. Oh, I thought they would have done worse. Germany beat them 2-1. Or no. Germany beat them 3-1. Belarus beat them. Wait, what the hell? Dude, I don't like how this is set up here. Oh, they had a tie. Germany beat them 3-1. France beat them 5-2, and then they tied Belarus 2-2. Wow, the attendance on these things was light. I guess only some of them. Yeah, 3,600. How did Italy do? Italy was 1-2. 1 win and 2 losses. Who did Italy beat? They beat Austria. And then they lost 4-3 to Slovakia. I mean, that's a pretty close game. And they lost 5-3 to Kazakhstan. Interesting. Remember Kevin 6'6", 150 pounds ball? Yeah, I remember him. Kevin No Balls Ball. He was one of the 5 members of the 5-on-5 line brawl at the Garden. SST, why you read out only my nice messages? I read a lot of your messages. You're lucky I read any of them. You're a drain on my energy. You are what they call an energy vampire. Jack McCabe. Hello, Kevin No Balls. Wolf Rockin', what's up, man? Hey, Ace, what effing game, my friend. On another note, you wouldn't have a Breland jersey for sale, would you, buddy? Thanks, Ace. Let's go Devils and Team USA. I do not have a Breland jersey for sale, unfortunately. You mean like a jersey to wear? Is that what you're talking about? Peroni's on me. Oh yeah, we'll definitely link up out there for sure. I just got to see. Yeah, so what? Italy's going to be done early, right? So I guess you have to be there for whenever the prelim games are or whatever, because they're going to get bounced early. Is that how this works? Only things that Kevin Ball did as a Devil: fight Barkley Gaudreau twice and score on a clapper from 30 feet out in San Jose. Yeah, and then he went to the Flames and he had the assist on the Coleman goal that beat us on that West Coast trip late. The game was 0-0 with like 5 minutes left, and Ball got it down to Coleman. He like shot it on net, I think, or passed it to Coleman, whatever he did, and Coleman scored. Another Devil on Devil connection. Yeah, you could probably find a Breland jersey somewhere or get one made up. I mean, that's always an option. Is like, I would always recommend to people, if you want an old guy like that, to find an appropriate era blank jersey and then get it customized with the proper stuff is probably the best way to get a jersey of a player like from back in the day. Joseph, you should do a stream with Coach Frenchie on Hockey Nation live show this summer. That guy knows his hockey too. Love that guy. He's a French-Canadian Habs fan. I don't really... Who the hell? Let me see. Who's Coach Frenchie? I'll have to look into Coach Frenchie. Ball had the look of a devil. Ball also got an assist on the Bratt winner with 29 seconds left at Vancouver. Oh, yeah, the Hughes Bowl. I remember that because I was there. Oh, very nice. Also, the Luke Hughes hot mic. That was hilarious. I laughed so hard during that. The what are we doing? What are we doing? The Luke Hughes hot mic was one of my favorite moments of last season. I still don't believe we didn't make the playoffs. I'm still in mourning. It'll never go away. If Italy makes it to the 14th, I'll go to an Italy prelim. I have to start robbing banks to pay for this shit, Traveling Devil. This is going to end up being the most costly trip of my entire life, I think. I'm going to have to start knocking off some banks soon. Yeah, because that's pretty wild. More games added to the list. Anyone got anything else? Man, it's already late. I'm old and tired. I can't wait for that USA game tomorrow, though. Hopefully it ends sooner. I think the one tonight, because it was the first game, they did all that shit on the ice before the game. So it seemed to start like they said 8 o'clock there was the game, but I feel like the game didn't start till like 8:30. Maybe even after. It was a lot of stuff beforehand. It was awesome to see some of those guys like Mario Lemieux and stuff. What a legend. Lemieux out there on the ice. Score prediction for tomorrow's game. Let me see. Score prediction for tomorrow's game. I'm going to go 3-1 USA. 3-1 USA, I think. If Jack or Bratt gets injured, forget it. If Jack or Bratt gets injured, it'd be awful. Jack, you're right. Game didn't start tonight till 8:25 or so. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be that much of a ceremony before every game. What time are the games in Boston? Yeah, that's a long day. I think it's a 1 o'clock and an 8 o'clock. Jason, no, Jack gets hurt, kiss the season goodbye. It kind of feels like that. Traveling Devils says 6-2 USA. Jack, Finland's D-core without Heiskanen is really bad. Like, it would be below average unit on a regular team. Go USA. I think they'll come out flying and hitting like Finland's goalie mask. I haven't seen it yet. Finland's center depth is sick. Vic says, I don't mind Haula. He's cool. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as high scoring as people think. I'm going 3-1. 3-1. Because it is Saros in net, right? Pretty sure it's Saros in net. So I can't, I think, I don't think he's going to get lit up, but I guess maybe they could get 4. I'm going to stick with 3-1. I would like to see more, but I'll say 3-1. I hope I'm wrong and we really light them up. If they take a lot of penalties, the USA power play is absurd. Jason says Adam Fox running our power play 1. I think he's not good. With all these guys, everyone's going to look good. Jason, cool don't help us win games. Our decor is small. Jack, USA first power play is nuts. Decor is stacked, and they have the best goaltending in the tourney. Kachuk brothers are going to be blowing people up. Going to be fun to watch. Yeah, absolutely. And again, Connor Hellebuck, you guys all know how I feel about goaltending in general. We have the best goalie in the planet wearing the red, white, and blue. Connor Hellebuck is going to be a difference in the short tournament. So we will see. Thirst for War, 10-0 USA. That's quite the prediction. Jack Hughes is gonna have a legitimate winger now too, and some guys who can finish. Yeah, it should be interesting. Vic, I know Jason, he's physical enough and he can score and he'd be a good face-off guy. He's fine. I would like to see some of our bottom 6 upgraded. Traveling, who filled in for Quinn? It was Jake Sanderson, I believe, was the next guy up. Jay Snow, you know how many goals Holla has, right? Steven, Jake Sanderson. Hucks, that game was way more intense than I expected. USA is going to have to bring it tomorrow. I agree. Definitely more intense than I thought, but a lot of people thought it was going to play like an all-star game with like no contact. I didn't think that at all. I thought there'd be some hitting, but I was pleasantly surprised. Pleasantly surprised at the amount of hitting in the game we saw tonight. $11 points -8. Yeah, it's not exactly, world beater stats. Wolf Rockin', if Marilyn Lemieux never got hurt or sick, I think he would have broken all the great ones' records, in my opinion. How about you, Ace? No, they're just. I think Gretzky has like 1,000 points more than him. I mean, it's just so many. I mean, how many seasons did he really miss? You're talking 1, 2, 3, 4. I just don't think so. Gretzky just played too many years in that wild 80s with all those good guys where they were scoring 7 and 8 goals a night. But I will say, I do think, people are going to kill me for it, but I do think Lemieux was the better player, just because, Gretzky wasn't nearly as dominant in the modern NHL. I mean, he had some good seasons, but when you look at the modern NHL, and I guess for the modern NHL, I'd call that like, I don't know, early 90s, I guess, or mid 90s. I think he only had like one 100-point season, and he had like 1 million in a row in Edmonton. Let me look it up. Yeah, his only 100-point season. Yeah, it is crazy. Like, what the hell happened? It just dropped significantly. I don't know. Obviously, they're both great players, but from what I've seen live and videos of, I just think Lemieux was a better player. But you can't discredit Gretzky was obviously amazing, and he's racked up insane seasons. $16 last year and 19 assists. I mean, it's still stat line for our primary 3C who was on the power play is terrible. 11 points is outrageous. Maybe it's just me, but I don't like to hate on anyone. I try not to. There's so much negativity around these parts sometimes that I get sucked into it. But I do think overall the bottom 6 needs to be upgraded. Jay Snow, we need a 3C. Haller should be 4C. Lazar has been a disaster at center. Jack, I like what Haller brings in the dot and defensively, but he is a fourth liner, needs to bring in a legit 3C. A lot of people have us linked to Jake Evans. We'll be curious to see how that happens. Steven, if you removed Gretzky's goals, he still has more points. Yeah, just insane seasons that just put the number so far out there. Jack, a fourth line with Hall in the middle and Czar on the right is a bit more serious than the garbage they're trotting out now. Oh, boy. Traveling Devil Hall puts Jack on the IR. That'd be awful. Jay Snow says Lazar, Bash, and Tatar all gone after this year. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of spots for either, free agents or kids to fill. The whole fourth line as of now is gone after this year. They are a non-factor. Hux, he was well past his prime by then, though, and that was the dead puck era, wasn't it? Yeah, but still, to go from... Okay, let me just... Yeah, I mean, 95, 96. 95, 96, Lemieux had 161 points in 70 games. That's over 2 points. That's like 2-point-something points a game. What did Waino do that year? Gretzky had 81 points in 62 games. Obviously still very good, but, then you're, let's see. And then 96, 97, he had 122 points in 76 games. That's Lemieux. Yeah, I mean, my obvious, because I was young for all of this, I just remember, when I became a fan, Lemieux was dominating at a much higher level than Gretzky was. And they were both, let's see, 65. Yeah, Gretzky's only 4 years older than him. It's not like a crazy difference. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things, but I do remember watching, even when he came back from cancer, Lemieux was like dominating. His first season back, 2000, 2001, he had 76 points in 43 games. It's crazy. Vic, I think so too. Interesting to see who to bring in, but I can see Tatar staying for some reason. I don't think so. Wolf Rockin' absolutely ace, but he got cancer, unfortunately. Yeah, he had the non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I remember vividly watching his first game back. I think he scored on the first shift. Wasn't it the first shift? First shot. I remember at the time he was using the Nike stick. I was super pumped about that. He came back with the Nike stick instead of his old Koho. Jay Snow, no way Tatar comes back. Yeah, I don't think so either. Jay Snow says, I don't want to overpay for Evans. What do you think's an overpayment? Would you give a second rounder for him if that's all it took? Gretzky had a bodyguard on the ice. Yes, he did. He had several of them. McSorley, Semenko. If you touched Wayne, you were getting broken. Joseph, it's always weird to think Hall's not American. He's got no foreign accent. I know. It's funny. I've thought the same thing about him, too. It's like all the other guys over the years, almost every single one that I remember, other countrymen, whatever country, Russian, Czech, whatever it is, they all had accents. Hall has like none. Vic, we've been linked to McCann, but also don't want to overpay for him either, although he wouldn't be bad for us. I'd like McCann. I just don't. Where is this cap space coming from? Jack, if Tatar wants to come back, he better be paying the Devils to play, not the other way around anymore. McCann got term, I think, for 2 more years. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is what it is. But where's the cap space coming from? Outside of a major move, I don't know how we're getting any of these guys. I just can't see it. I lost my spot. Remember the game that Lemieux scored 6 goals in the Devils? Wasn't it 5 goals when he scored the 5 goals 5 different ways? I think he had even strength, power play, shorthanded, a penalty shot. And what am I missing? What's the 5th one? The empty net. Empty net. Jack, I do want Evans, but I would want him beyond this year. I don't think Fitz would trade for him unless he thought he could re-sign him. I don't know how they would figure that out. I always, if you're allowed to talk to the guy, if you can, there's all these different rules with all the tampering and shit. Jason says Toffoli went for a second and a late rounder, and he had 26 goals. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I really thought we were going to get a first for him. I was stunned. And that's my point. McCann makes 5. Yeah, 5 million cap space, too much for us. These are where are we getting this money? Nylander, the Swiss press is reporting that Siegs underwent surgery on Monday. And so is he done for the year? Man. What a turn of events for one Shimo Nemitz. What a turn of events. I'm just looking at random shit that's on my desk. This is a pretty sick piece. I just got this recently. This was a 2000 Stanley Cup Finals. This is like a badge, like an all-access badge to get into the locker rooms and shit during the 2000 Cup Finals. I love Cup stuff, as you all know. I love all the Stanley Cup related memorabilia, and this one's pretty sweet. Little dressing room badge there. Jay Snow, I'd send Mercer out for the right player. Yeah, but what kind of value you're gonna get? I've said this before too. Like we obviously need more forwards than we have, right? Like additional forwards. While like upgrading guys is cool and whatever, we still need more forwards than we have. So I don't know. Like to me, just trading Mercer is just kind of one step forward, one step back. Like I would like to get an impactful forward by trading futures or prospects, whatever it is, that's not detracting from what we already have. Mercer is a decent player for this team, despite everyone hating on him. Like, I don't know. We have almost 6 in cap right now. Is that what Siegenthaler on the IR or LTIR? Oh, it jumped up because Nico. I forgot about Nico getting put on the injured reserve. Yeah, so this thing, Puckpedia says we have like 3.6 million cap space right now, and the deadline cap space is at like 5.6. Interesting. Megas, if Nico Hischier was Canadian, would he make it to the national team? Greetings from Switzerland. I'm Mark, by the way. What's up, Mark? I remember your name. Megas. I hope I'm not butchering that. Would he make it to the national team? Let me see something. It would be close, but I have to believe they would. They would just because of his 200-foot game, how defensively good he is, how good he is on faceoffs. I think he would make it, but it would be close. I mean, Team Canada is stacked, completely stacked, and super competitive to make the team. Obviously, you could look at, every position for Canadian players, and you could find a several guys that you're like, damn, that guy didn't make it, and it's just because of how good the country is at the sport. I mean, they have a lot of options. They could probably Canada could probably make a whole nother team of different guys than the guys at this tournament, and the team would be pretty damn good. Casey is back playing, I believe. Yeah, he scored a sick goal in overtime a couple days ago. Jason, no, not if you got the right piece. I mean, I still think we need additional players. Now, I'm not going to be like, no, don't trade him if we're getting an upgrade. I'm not married to the guy, but I would prefer to add help without losing roster players because, again, I believe we're at least a couple forward short of having what we need. Yo, Holmes, we gotta get what we gotta get. We got mouths to feed. Mercer and a pick for Tuck. I would love Tuck. I feel like he would be more expensive than that. And like, does Buffalo even want to get rid of him? Like, why would they? Meadowlander, I've got an on-ice pass for Game 5 of the 2000 Cup for celebration that never occurred. It's a grail for me. Oh, what a painful. I was at that game. What a painful night. Triple overtime, 1-0 loss. Mike Madonna with a little tip. I didn't go to school the next day. I was in mourning. Luckily, the Devils went out the next game and took care of business here. You got Jason Arnott over my shoulder and won it in Game 6 in Dallas, but wow. Wolf, Ace, the second part of the Cam interview drop yet, my friend? Great interview, by the way. Thanks. Thank you for that, sir. It did not drop yet. It'll be coming out in a couple days, maybe the 16th, I think. I have to look at my calendar. It'll be all 3 parts will be coming out before the Devils play again. And I think I have it tentatively set up for the 16th. I'll probably post tomorrow where you'll see the premiere and all that. If you haven't seen it and you're an old time fan, check it out. I just dropped the link in the chat. I did an interview with Cam Jansen, and part 1 just came out, I think, yesterday. The other 2 parts will be coming out before the Four Nations break is over, so check that out if you haven't seen that. M Sharp Nico reminds me of Patrice Bergeron. Yeah, they've been making the comparison for a while, and we thought our boy Nico might have a chance to win a Selke after Bergeron retired, but now it seems like Barkov's going to constantly be the guy in his way. Jay Snow, Mercer sucks at winning board battles and is allergic to clearing the puck. He's not a good fit for the Devils. Magus, the press said Sieg's out for 4 weeks, probably. Surgery was Tuesday. So what's that, March 13th? Yeah, I mean, that might cost him his spot for the season. I think even, if he's ready in a month, if Nemitz looks good, they might say, sorry, buddy. This kid now bumped you out of the lineup. I mean, it's all very interesting. Vic says, wish he was better for us. I like Sharon Govich better. Are you talking about Toffoli? Evan, hopefully no injuries. Let's go Team USA. Let's go Devils. Yeah, to both. Let's go Team USA and let's go Devils. Joseph, great interview with Cam. Love part 1. Thank you, sir. Part 2 will be, let me check my thing. I don't know where this calendar is. I want to say it was the 16th. And I'll try to post the premiere thing so it's all up there so you'll know when. Where is my little calendar thing? Yeah, so part 2 should be dropping on the 16th, which is Sunday. And then part 3 should be Friday the 21st. If all goes according to plan, it'll be the 16th and the 21st for the next 2 parts. Jay Snow, me too. If I have to watch Mercer make another stupid pass in our Z zone, scratching my head. That Sharon Govich move didn't work out because we sucked last year. Yeah, and Sharon Govich isn't doing shit now, though. He had a breakout year last year. They paid him, and now he sucks. So, I that's another one where people were, bringing out their pitchforks for Fitzy over that trade, which, again, I was all for the trade. To me, trading Sharon Govich for Toffoli, that's a win-now move. Coming off the 22-23 season, I thought, adding a guy like Toffoli was a monster move in the right direction. The season went to hell. We had to sell Toffoli for cheap. But the fact that Sharon Govich has regressed from last season, where everyone was like, oh, my God, look at what we gave away. I think now with more time and hindsight, it should alleviate the pain to those that were crying about it at least a little bit, I think. Because clearly, Sharon Govich doesn't seem like he's going to be what everyone thought he was based off of last year. Take care, Traveling Devil. Jay Snow, I wonder if Nemitz stays up. Pesci didn't look great on his offhand. Oh, everyone told me I was crazy for bringing this up, too, by the way, Jay Snow, which is why I said I thought Hataka, or Hataka, however the hell you say it, I thought because he was a natural lefty, that's why I thought he was going to be brought in to not have to move someone to their offhand. And someone was like, "Oh yeah," or a couple, maybe even been a couple people. They're like, "Oh, you're making a way bigger deal out of that than it is," and I'm like, "No, I'm not." Like, and that's why I thought, it'd be Hataka to just slot right in Sieg's spot to not have to move someone over because they're obviously not going to put Nemitz on his offhand, but makes me kind of believe that Nemitz's comments and that whole thing with the quotes in the interview that may have played a part in their decision. Like, had that not have happened, maybe they wouldn't have tried to appease Nemitz so much, and they would have just brought in a natural left D and not move somebody over. I could be totally wrong, but it just seemed to me like if you're going to have to move somebody to their offside, why do all that when you have adequate options for the same side for left? You had left D. Why not just bring one in? And I thought it was interesting. Wolf, I was at that Game 5 in the finals during 2000 Cup Run 2. I was so pissed I got home to the Jersey Shore in 45 minutes. I hate the Nemitz-Luke pair. Why put two young players together? Again, I couldn't agree more. Putting two inexperienced guys together is a recipe for disaster, obviously. Metalander, did you run down Cam's 6 degrees of separation from Stevens to Binnington? I did. So I don't know why I didn't have it in there originally, but if you go to the video now, it has the link to the article that, and I'll put it in the chat too, but there's a link that explains it all. And it's pretty crazy to think, over the years, the tie back to the Stevens tampering thing all the way to Binnington. Jason, no, I didn't want to pay Toffoli $6 million. I liked him a lot, but that's too much. 100%. I like Toffoli too for $3 million. There's no way we could have paid him $6 million. I don't know. Haddock didn't play any hockey this year. Didn't he play a little bit in camp in the preseason, and that's when he got hurt? I don't know. I just feel like he could have been brought in. Wolf, Casey is a right-handed shot too, right ace, yeah, but he can play the left side. I'm pretty sure when he was up with the Devils, he was he definitely could play both sides, and I'm pretty sure he was playing left D for the Devils earlier this season. So I thought he could have been a sleeper pick as well. I wasn't saying it had to be Hataka, but I just thought based on the weeks leading up to it that it seemed like he would be the front runner. But I thought there was a good chance for Casey as well because he could play. He is more adapted to playing on the left, and he's already done it. Not convinced on him. Yeah, I get it. I mean, he's not. I'm not saying he's a world beater, but he's a pretty good depth defenseman to have, I think. Larry says paid Pesci because Fitz had the insight of the situation he created. Yo, Holmes, Hataka just cleared waivers. Crazy. No other team didn't want him. I thought that was kind of wild as well. Jason, no, I'm saying the guy's been hurt for so long, hasn't played in a game in forever. That also went to the decision. Yeah, but I thought he was back on the ice for a while, but I get it all. I just do now believe that, the whole situation with Nemitz probably added to it. I really do. And I hate to think that because I think that's terrible. If an organization is swayed by comments a guy makes to the media, I just think that's a very dangerous precedent to be setting or, to be engaged with, whatever you want to call it. But all right, guys, it's freaking late. Wow, it's 1:00. My God. But Canada pulls it off in the opening game of the Four Nations, defeats Team Sweden 4-3 in overtime after Bratter set up his countryman Nylander and he couldn't bury it. And yeah. What a game. What a night. Back tomorrow night after the USA-Finland showdown. Hopefully our boy Jackie shows out. Hopefully USA gets a big win in regulation and continues their march toward hopefully the Four Nations championship game. But thank you all for coming out. Like I said, if you haven't seen the highlight video of our potential next franchise goaltender in the making, Mikhail Yegorov of Boston University. Check that out on the channel. That just went up today. Yesterday, the part 1 of the Cam Jansen interview went live, so you could check that as well. And there's always stuff in the works, guys. I have some other things in the works, too. There's just so many things have to go right for some of these things to happen. But I'm working on some more cool shit. And that's it, guys. Thanks for all for coming out. Have a great evening. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. And that's it. That is it. Yeah, of course I watched the game. What are you talking about? I watched the last 2 games. I watched the Harvard Beanpot game, and I watched the Beanpot Championship game against BC. Of course I watched it, man. I'm going to try to go see that man live soon. Mm-hmm. Yegorov better than Crosby. Let's go USA. Evan, thank you for posting his highlights. That was fun to watch. Yeah, I'm excited. I got super juiced up watching those last 2 games just to see what he's capable of. But he's literally given up only 2 5-on-5 goals in 5 games. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Kid's only 18 years old. 6'5". 6'5". All right, that's it. I'm dying. That's it. Thank you all for watching. I love you all. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Team USA and Devils. Devils.